In today's gospel, a mystery man walked into Jerusalem. It was the Feast of Tabernacles, and as he had many times before, this man joined his brothers, his friends, in the annual pilgrimage to the temple. But unlike other times, unlike other walks into that holy city, today's story says that this man made the trip in secret. So who was he, and what in the world was going on? The guy who came to Jerusalem in secret was Jesus. And Jesus entered the city because it was the great feast day, Sukkot. And it was a day in which the Jews came together in a special way to remember how God took care of them as they wandered for 40 years in the wilderness. It was a day in which Jesus, along with all the others, was supposed to be in Jerusalem. But there was a dilemma. As the gospel text tells it, he did not wish to travel in Judea because the Jews were trying to kill him. Yep, that's a problem. By this point, Jesus had gotten some of the authorities a bit upset, and they were out to get him. Now, the simple solution would have been to just stay away, to hang out at home in Galilee, to just not mess with this whole situation. But as much as he probably should have, as much as maybe his friends and followers warned him, Jesus just couldn't. He couldn't stay away. It was a great feast for the Jews, a special time to be in the temple, and Jesus saw a moment to be there, praying, sacrificing, connecting with God, and he took it. No matter how much danger it put him in, he just had to be there. And even more than that, once he arrived, the whole in secret thing just flew out the window. People started noticing him and saying, wait, isn't that the guy that they're trying to kill? But again, instead of running and hiding, Jesus stepped out into the open and started preaching and teaching, because he just couldn't pass up this chance to be with God and to do the Father's will. 2,000 years later, today is a Friday during Lent, and in many churches that means that there's something special going on. A meatless pasta or fish dinner, or a simple supper of soup and bread, or maybe some special event or time of prayer. I'll bet in your church, or in one not too far away at all, they're praying the Stations of the Cross this evening. And maybe you saw those things in the bulletin and said, oh, that's nice of them to do, but I mean, it's Friday night, I've already got plans. Or, not a chance, Father, I've got to go, watch stuff on TV. I've got how this thing works this Friday evening. But think about this. First, what a great Lenten sacrifice it could be to forego other plans for a week and not follow your normal schedule. And even more than that, secondly, let's remember what we just heard. Jesus did not wish to travel in Judea because the Jews were trying to kill him. And yet, his love for God, this uncontrollable pull that he had to experience the Father, meant that even the threat of dying couldn't keep him away. Now, I'm not saying that you have to put yourself in danger to go to the Stations of the Cross tonight. But what I am saying is that if the connection that Jesus had with God the Father led him to go that far, well, just maybe the connection you have with God is strong enough to get you to DVR that rerun of Shark Tank tonight and spend a little extra time in church instead. Even when it put him in harm's way, Jesus went all in to go to the feast and have that moment in Jerusalem with the Father. Maybe tonight you can do something similar for him. Maybe tonight you won't be able to stay away and might be willing to go all in for our Heavenly Father too.